Sometimes an artist's biggest hit isn't the song that truly represents their talent. In this video, we look at 8 artists whose worst song is their biggest. Gayle. In 2021, Gayle exploded onto the scene with ABCD Fu when it became a TikTok anthem almost overnight. The song is an immature breakup anthem paired with an alphabet-driven chorus made to sing along to. With aggressive pop-punk influences, it dominated streaming platforms and hit number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was the perfect debut for a young rebellious artist looking to make an impact in the 2020s. However, for many music lovers, ABCD Fu felt more like a corporate attempt at edgy rather than an authentic anthem of heartbreak. The lyrics were overly simplistic, and its success felt more like a product of TikTok virality than true artistry. While the song gave Gayle a career-launching moment, it got old quick because of its repetitive nature and formulaic songwriting. She has better music in her discography. Tracks like Love Starved and Indie Edgy Cool showcase a more interesting side of her artistry. For the general public, she remains the ABCD Fu girl, despite it being her worst song. Oliver Tree. Oliver Tree is known for his bizarre personality, offbeat humor, and genre-blending music, with songs like Hurt and Alien Boy. It was Life Goes On that became his biggest hit thanks to TikTok and meme culture. The song, with its lazy-sounding vocals and repetitive chorus, became a huge hit in 2021, racking up hundreds of millions of streams, turning Oliver Tree into a mainstream name. Despite its success, it is one of his weakest efforts. The song feels almost unfinished, with a looped melody and lyrics that don't have much substance. It is also repetitive and annoying. Fans who have followed him from his early days were frustrated that this was the track that took off, rather than his more polished, emotionally layered songs. Life Goes On feels like a throwaway that just happened to catch a viral moment. Oliver then leaned into the meme-like image, but even he seems aware that Life Goes On is not his best song, but it's still his biggest. While it's catchy and an earworm in a way, it pales in comparison to the depth and creativity of his best work. Yet, for most casual listeners, this is the only Oliver Tree song they know. Cher Lloyd. Cher Lloyd exploded onto the UK music scene after finishing 4th on the X Factor UK in 2010. With a feisty personality and a sound heavily influenced by hip-hop and bubblegum pop, she had the potential to carve out a unique lane in pop music. Unfortunately, her debut single Swagger Jagger did little to showcase her actual talent. The song was a mess, with its odd melody and heavily auto-tuned vocals. Lyrically, it was meant to be an anthem against the haters, but instead, it came off as corny. Despite being divisive, Swagger Jagger debuted on number 1 on the UK singles chart, becoming a huge hit. However, the backlash was immediate, with critics slamming it as one of the most irritating pop songs of the decade. The song's childish chorus, which lifted elements from Oh My Darling Clementine, felt more like a novelty song than a serious pop hit. Even die-hard Cher Lloyd fans would admit that her later work such as Want You Back and Sirens was vastly superior in both production and songwriting. As a result, Swagger Jagger ended up becoming the worst possible introduction to her career. Instead of cementing her as a promising new artist, it gave her the reputation of an annoying one-hit wonder. While she had other minor hits, she never fully shook off the stigma of the song. Rebecca Black. If there's any song that defines the phrase "so bad it's good," it's Friday. When Rebecca Black released the track in 2011, she was just a 13-year-old aspiring singer whose parents paid for a music video through a company. What was meant to be an innocent, fun song turned into an internet-wide joke, with the song being mocked all over the net. It became instant meme material, and the awkward rap verse from this guy made things worse. Yet, Friday became an internet phenomenon, racking up millions of views because it was so bad people couldn't stop watching it and talking about it. The song landed on TV shows and even led to a parody on Saturday Night Live, but the overwhelming hate also had its consequences. Rebecca received relentless cyberbullying, and for a while, she was written off as nothing more than a joke. Over the years, she has worked hard to shed that image, diving into a more alternative and hyperpop sound. She has made great music since then, but she is still the Friday girl, as the song remains her biggest hit. James Blunt. James Blunt was not just a one-hit wonder. However, his biggest song, You're Beautiful, is widely considered as one of the most overplayed and insufferable pop ballads of the 2000s. While it was meant to be a heartfelt song about lost love, the repetitive structure and its high-pitched, whiny vocal delivery made it a target for endless jokes. Despite the criticism, You're Beautiful became a global smash hit, topping the Billboard Hot 100 and earning James multiple Grammy nominations. The song's success was largely because of its radio-friendly production, but the song's weird, stalkery lyrics didn't go down well with the public, and even James himself has acknowledged how annoying the song became. In fact, he has openly joked about how it ruined his credibility as an artist. He has released much stronger material, but You're Beautiful remains his defining hit, whether he likes it or not. Radiohead. To call Creep Radiohead's worst song might sound extreme, but even the band themselves would agree. Released in 1992, Creep was their first big hit, a grunge-inspired anthem about being an outsider. It was also one of their most simplistic songs. The chorus made the song stand out, but it lacked the artistry of their later work, as Radiohead are one of the most critically acclaimed bands of all time. Despite its flaws, Creep became a massive success, catapulting the band into the mainstream and reaching the top 10 in the UK. However, the band quickly grew tired of playing it, and they refused to perform it live for years. Radiohead moved on, crafting masterpieces like OK Computer, Kid A, and In Rainbows, albums that redefined what alternative music could be. Panic at the Disco. Panic at the Disco started as an emo pop band that crafted theatrical music with tracks like I Write Sins Not Tragedies and 9 in the Afternoon, defining the early 2000s. However, by the time Brendan Urie was a sole remaining member, the band had transitioned into a more pop-oriented sound. High Hopes became the band's biggest hit, reaching number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it also became one of the most hated songs in their discography. While it was undeniably anthemic, High Hopes felt like a forced attempt at an inspirational stadium song, rather than something that fits the band's identity. The production is loud and over-polished. The lyrics are generic and the chorus is so overblown that it quickly becomes annoying. Unlike the witty storytelling of their early songs, it felt designed for commercial appeal rather than artistic expression. Even longtime fans of Panic grew tired of hearing the song everywhere, from sports events to commercials. It became one of those songs that was impossible to escape. It is overplayed and one of the band's weakest songs. Glass Animals. Glass Animals built their career on psychedelic indie pop and atmospheric sounds. They have the knack of blending genres and creating immersive songs. Then Heat Waves happened. While it wasn't a bad song per se, it was easily one of their most watered-down, radio-friendly songs, lacking the textures of their previous work. Released in 2020, Heat Waves had a slow burn to success, eventually peaking at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 nearly 2 years later, thanks in large part to TikTok. The song's looping melody and repetitive lyrics made it perfect for viral trends, but it also made it feel somewhat hollow compared to the band's other work. It is one of their least experimental songs and ended up becoming their defining hit. Which artist whose worst song is their biggest did I miss? Tell me in the comments below.